Yes! Hey there, Lucille. So let me know, does it work better? I had totally forgotten about the mic. I had moved to a new location in the room and I just was so concerned getting this amp to sound to you guys because I'm using the line out now. So I didn't think about my voice at all. I just forgot about it. So 10 minutes later, I think I'm good. Thank you for your patience, man. So as I was saying when you couldn't hear me, I dug out my old practice amp, and that was out of necessity because I blew my main amp's rectifier tube, and silly me didn't have a spare one at home, so I'm waiting for it to arrive. So I've had to play all sorts of different old amps that I've had lying in the closets, and this is actually a pretty nice one, or I mean, yeah, that's what we're gonna find out today. I don't know what you guys think. So Lucille, I mean the tubes do break after a while. I've never changed tubes in it, so I don't think I did anything wrong. It's just I've had it for over 10 years, so they were expected to blow. But I had power tubes at home. I didn't know or didn't think about the rectifier tube. So not all amps do have rectifier tubes. I mean, most tube amps have like preamp tubes and power amp tubes, but not all have I don't know. Just me, I don't know much about amps actually, so. Oh, you play acoustic. Well, you should be happy then, because this is a hassle, you know. And the worst part is I realized that I really love tube amps. I've been living like 15 years in denial. It's like, yeah, digital just as good. I don't want the hassle. But now I realize, okay, it's worth the hassle. So now I have that freaking pedal board with troubleshooting cables and all that stuff. And I have tubes that blow, and I hate it, but it's worth it. But now I'm actually playing a hybrid. This is a hybrid between solid state and tube. So they put like a 12AX tube in the power amp. So there's one tube, and it's not your typical power amp tube, but it still supposedly have an effect. And I think it sounds pretty good actually. Let's see if we can tweak it a little bit. Actually, that sounds a little bit weird. This is pretty nice. I get some kind of Fender vibe there, I think. Yeah, I like Marshall amps. I'd like to have a classic Marshall amp, high, or maybe not classic, like a JVM or something like that, or maybe a Friedman, I don't know, but something in that vein. And then I really want a classic Fender tube amp as well. Right now I have one tube amp and I love it. It's the Mesa Boogie Mark V, and I bought it because I couldn't decide what to get, right? So I wanted something that had everything. And it does sort of have everything, but it's not, I mean, as good as it sounds, you don't get the exact Fender sound, you don't get the exact Marshall sound, you do get the exact Boogie sound, which is just as good, and I've been playing it like a madman. I love it. But now that I blew a tube and I realized I almost feel handicapped when I don't have a tube amp, then I realized maybe, just maybe, I should think about getting a backup or a spare. So now I'm exploring other options. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get amazing tones from all my amps. I would say this one is pretty good. I mean, nothing super wrong with it. And the Kemper is amazing. But if I'm to play for a long time and be inspired, none of these work. I don't know why. Maybe I'm some kind of cork sniffer, but it's just that with the tube amp, it's like when you hit a note, you don't know how it's going to sound. Let's see if I can move closer. So, I mean, on a micro level, each note comes as a surprise. It's going to be a little bit different, and that's that just keeps me playing forever, and that's what I want. I want to be intrigued by playing. I find that with a bad tube amp, or with a bad amp, or no, the bad amp, but with an amp that doesn't have that kind of dynamic to it, then I'd rather just play the acoustic guitar. And I did that for 2 years, and I didn't understand what was wrong. It's like, yeah, I have all these amps, and I have the Kemper, which sounds amazing, but I don't want to play it. And then I rediscovered tube amps, and now I play them all the time. Okay, what guitar are you using today? Lucille, this is a vintage Icon V6. I don't know play song in Cambodia. I have no idea what that is. Sorry, man. Nobody can beat me. What are you saying? Yeah, Marshall amps are awesome. How to play all scale, teacher. Hi from New Zealand. Hey there, Samikins. Ah, when you drop your pick in the hole. No, that's no fun. I know the feeling. This is pretty good, isn't it? I mean, just listen to the breakup. It's a little bit too much, maybe. Does this sound natural to you? I don't know. I think this is a take on a Fender sound. Who is Uriel? Uriel is so right. Oh, Uriel saying, you make the galaxy look small with how much awesomeness you made out of. Wow, is that to me? Thanks, man. Means the world. And I mean, I just have to say that this amp, there's a new one out. I think it's called VT30. It's like $200, and I imagine it probably sounds better. You can get good practice amps now, that's for sure. It's pretty good. So this is the Vox VT30, a Valvetronix. So it's 16 years old. So it's interesting to compare it to today's amps. Uriel, you're a multiverse. How can you think I'm that good? I don't understand that. I just try to play guitar. Joji, what's up, my man? So if you like the sound of this amp, you can't buy it new anymore. The new ones, like I said, are $200. But I would imagine if you can find one used, this should be like $100, $150 in good condition. Vox Valvetronix 30. It's pretty okay. Oh, Lucille, you're too kind, man. I just can't really, how do you say, fathom that you're speaking about me. I just see it as spam. Someone says, you're the best in the world. It's like, another bot. It's like, are you serious, man? You're too kind. You guys are the best, not me. You haven't heard me play with modulation effects. So I could try that because there's a bunch of them here. Ouch. Not quite as good, maybe. Tape echo, that's what I had. So this is not a modulation effect, but at least it sounds good. I'm not sure the modulation is that good. I think they're exaggerated here. Ouch, all this hurts my ear. Or no, this is good. So this is tremolo. Let's see if I can change the frequency of it. Wait. So I don't know if the onboard effects are that good here, but at least they exist. Tone King. I don't know the Vanda song. Oh, I made you play more regularly, Lucille. Thanks, man. I'm trying to catch up the comments here. That's very cool. That's kind of mission accomplished, isn't it? I mean, as long as you're playing, you're doing good. Oh, Benz, you do have the 20. That's pretty awesome. So the 20, is that also like a 15 years old amp? I'm gonna see if I can save this one. Sounds pretty good, I think. I wonder how I do that. I'm just gonna hold. I think I managed to save it now. Very cool. I mean, the presets are likely gonna sound like crap. I don't even want to try them. I think they're ugly, distorted stuff. Ouch, horrible. No, let's stay away from this. I mean, I haven't played this for 15 years. And to be honest with you, I didn't like this amp that much when I had it back in the days. And I think a main thing was that I was more into high gain tones at the time. Now I've started to appreciate the breakup tones more. And I think this amp doesn't do the high gain that well. It's much better doing the, well, obviously the Vox AC30 sounding stuff and the Fenderish stuff. Sorry man, I don't know. CJ, you want to play like me? Thanks, man. I want to play like you, but I don't have effect in my Ibanez amp. Well, I mean, this goes to show nowadays amps are not the problem cost-wise. Again, this is an old practice amp, 16 years old, but I'm willing to bet a guitar on the fact that if you buy like a modern Boss Katana or something, even the smaller ones, they're gonna sound much better than this. And if you don't think so, then I guess you could just try to find one of these for $100 used, or you buy the new version for $200. But again, I think you get even more amp from the popular practice amps like the Katana and those. So you should. I'm not playing anything expensive at all now, at least not amp-wise. The guitar is also pretty cheap, but I've put some expensive pickups in it. These are bare knuckle Apache. They cost almost as much as the guitar, but the pickups that were in were not that bad, but they didn't at all have this like the same response as they. Dave Mustaine, I do remember. I was joking about your username. I hope you've forgiven me. Oh, you're 9 hours into a 12-hour shift. Okay, something calming. Is your 20 the Valvetronix VT30? How old is that amp? Because I'm curious. This is like a 15, 16-year-old amp. So let's try another sound. This deluxe tweed. Oh, this is also very nice. You can see it's a bit more focused and punchy, like it's not as open. Joe, does it feel comfortable in my hands? It does have a little bit of sharp frets, but I regularly file them off. I use this just to, like, I think this is like a, I don't know, $5 file or something, and it's just do this on the side of your guitar. It's easy, doesn't hurt the guitar. Joe Jr., does this have an amp simulator? So this is only amp simulation. It has one tube in the output section, and that's like a 12AX something tube. Usually those are in the preamps, but they fit it into here. And what you're hearing now is the phone's output, which does have obviously a cabinet simulator, because it sounds pretty damn good. This is very good, I think. But again, I'm not saying you should buy this. I think that probably you can get a much better deal by buying a new, like Boss Katana or like a Black Star or something. But this is okay. I mean, I have it, and Giovanni, I've been playing for over 30 years. I am a professional, at least in terms of making a living out of music and guitar. It's what I do. So basically I teach guitar. So if you go to christopherdahl.com, you can see what I do for a living. I also run the GMC website, guitarmasterclass.net. Seems a lot of people wanna learn how to do the hybrid legato stuff, for example. I'm gonna change to tape echo now. Or maybe tremolo wasn't that bad after all. Oh, there's rotary as well. That's like a Leslie thing. Ooh, that's pretty cool. So fast. This is better. Well, pretty okay. Let's try. I don't know. Leslie, what do we think about it? I wish I got a lot of chicks with this guitar. I don't. Of course. I already have my chicks. You know, I only have chicks in the family. I have 2 daughters and 1 wife. I'm thinking about a second one. Just kidding. A reverb knob, which is very good, I think, because then you can combine these other built-in effects like the rotary or the tremolo with the reverb. Without any reverb, it sounds like this. With reverb. Too much reverb, I think. Oh yes, Bert, I can try lots of reverb. It's too much, don't you think? King Nation. Thank you. I think I'll refrain then. I don't want to sell my soul. don't like the sound of that. I mean, if you want that, then I guess we should try... we have chorus delay, maybe. Chorus delay could work. I don't think this is gonna sound so good, but we can try it. I think it sounds bad. Sorry, man. Oh, no limit! Thank you, $2. Thank you so much. I don't know Hotel California. I feel extremely bad about it. It's like I'm playing Stairway to Heaven for you. I don't know any of those songs, man. I wish I knew. You're sending me $2 and I can't even play your request. I'm really sorry. Maybe you can request something else. Let's see here. So let's try. This is a deluxe tweed. Oh, this is cleaner. Okay, you wanted Stairway to Heaven. I can do that. So, or it's been a while, but I can try. Oh, wrong key. That sounds pretty bad. So you can hear when the amp hits its limitation, right? It's not very good. I haven't found a single good high gain sound, but we can explore that. Highway, oh man. Ugh, horrible. Sorry, man. So the camera is a Sony Alpha ZV-E10. It's marketed as this blogger camera. Okay, this is a super 4x12. It does sound a little bit better. So Crooked Gamer, I do have a pedal board, but none of it is connected now because my main amp has a broken tube and I'm waiting for replacement. So I'm just using all the onboard effects here on this Vox VT30. And I do think that it's actually a pretty cool theme because when I play the Mark V, I know most people are not going to buy or afford that amp, so it's not as useful. Here I'm getting good tones out of the 16-year-old practice amp that, like, if you buy them better and new, it costs you $200. So I think this is, in a way, is much more useful than you know, me tweaking my multi-dollar amp. This is a pretty cool option. No, I'm using no external effects, none of that. I hate spaghetti actually. It's just completely nutrition-free food. It's just totally processed wheat. I hate it. You can just eat sandwiches. It's just as good, especially if you put some salad or something on the sandwich. You're actually gonna get some nutrition in you. So no, I hate pasta, I hate spaghetti. Potato is okay, rice is okay. Is your single coil pickup noiseless? No, it's not. These are vintage voiced, super noisy pickups. And the reason is the noise cancelling is always going to be a compromise. So if I want noise cancelling here, all I need to do is use position 2 or 4. And with the right sound, especially if we can find a bright sound. So if the sound is bright, then I think this works really well. I mean, this should be noise free because these two pickups are now canceling each other. Plain Boy, what's up, my man? Here's position 5 though, sounds maybe better. Position 2. Will I ever do a bass stream? What makes you think I can play bass? I'm extremely bad at playing bass. Sorry about that. I wish I were better, but I'm not. I'm a very lousy bassist. So I feel a little bit bad because we did get some cool instructional questions in the beginning of the stream, and I didn't respond to them. One was play all scales. That's of course a difficult task, but what I do like to do is not think in terms of scales, but think in terms of just scale degrees. And the fact is that on the guitar we only have 12 notes, so only 12 scale degrees, and we can pretty much easily play those all at once. For example, if we start with the pentatonic scale, we're already playing 5 out of those 12. So we only have to add 12 more or 7 more notes, and we have all 12 notes, right? So we can do that. But are we gonna do it in major? Yeah, let's try it in major, that would be new. So that would be like the flat 5 or the Dorian note we added. That's the first note. And we can add the 4th. So if we combine those, so we've already played 7 out of the 12 available now. Let's add some more. We can add the minor 3rd. So if you're confused about this, I'm playing E major now, so that's maybe why the scale degrees don't sound as familiar, maybe, I don't know. But it's in E major now, I'm playing the E major pentatonic scale. So I've already added 3 notes out of those available to us. 5 plus 3 makes 8. Now we have another one. This is a tricky one, that's the minor 2nd. Have the major 7, that's easier. So we don't have many left now. We have the minor 7. And then we only have one more left. What's that? Oh, the minor 6. So I added all 12 notes there, and now I'm gonna add them sort of ad lib when improvising a little bit. So. But you can definitely have fun not thinking in terms of scale, like specific scales, and just think in terms of scale degrees. I didn't expect you to understand all of that. It's just a showcase of how you can think and not think in terms of scales. I just started from the pentatonic scale. Yeah, Joji, that's another really interesting approach to playing outside notes. So if you're playing the pentatonic scale, you can just use approach notes. So basically slide up to these notes. So instead of doing, you can do. It also adds color. Very good tip there, Joji. We can try that a little bit. Mixer, feel free to shoot, man. So I'm gonna keep scrolling sounds here because I think there is more for us to discover in this amp. It's very bass heavy. Top Gun, no. Which one is that, the Top Gun theme? Oh, it's like Big Gun, right? Big Gun! Is it that one? Something like that, I don't know. Can acoustic skills transfer to electric? For sure. Easy. BCLS. Most of them do. I mean, all of this stuff, I think I played it first on the acoustic whenever I do this kind of stuff. So is that the Top Gun theme? It's called Big Gun by AC/DC. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. I don't know the movie. If that's it, then I guess I think it's something like that, right? Oh, so then I misunderstood it. Sorry, man. I don't know it. Yeah, I do understand you can get a little bit intimidated by all the electrical components of an electric guitar. The good news is that nowadays you can get a pretty good, clean sound just from practice amps. That's very awesome. It was hard, when I started out 25 years ago, amps sounded like crap unless you were willing to spend the big bucks. I never had any good amps. All my amps were crap. I never spent more than maybe like $200 when I started out on amps, and you couldn't get anything new that sounded remotely good for that price. I think you had to spend more than double. I think I had like a Pandora that was I think they still exist, like a small practice unit. That was okay, but yeah. Oh, Sweet Home Alabama. I'm really crap at that. How would you play on the outside using a pentatonic blues scale? Cool question, Jim, and thanks for your kind words. So let's do. Ouch. So the amps are getting more and more pushed now. Turn down the gain. Trying to find an inspiring sound to show you the pentatonic outside notes. Okay, so let's do something here. Outside notes. Let's do an E then. Compression going on there. So one way I've started experimenting with recently, if you want to play outside and you have the pentatonic scale, is to play the dominant arpeggio starting from the major 6. So if you're in E minor, you're gonna play C sharp dominant 7 arpeggio. So it sounds totally out, but the trick is really to slide into it in a natural way. So I could do this. It sounds kind of out, right? Cool, Joji. Very happy to hear you've made some progress on that specific thing. So you can play the dominant arpeggio, but there are easier ways, and I think Joji made a good point there in just adding approach notes to the pentatonic scale. So you don't even have to learn a new shape or anything like that. Just think of the notes that are right beside the pentatonic notes. Those are very interesting because there you're going to get some color. So the pentatonic scale notes, they sound really good on their own, right? But if you do... So I think actually the single note lines don't sound as good as the chords on this amp. Chords sound really good, but there's some compression going on that I don't like. I wonder where that comes from. It's not the camera. Yeah, it's very compressed. When I hit them hard, it's like it hits the ceiling directly. Yeah, so that's not so pleasant, I think. But anyhow. So what you can do is just add the notes right beside here. So I'm playing in E minor, but I'm sliding into those allowed notes. Cool, Victor. The cage system, I know a lot of people start with that. I didn't start with that, but it seems to help a lot of people. What I'm speaking about here only requires you to know this one pentatonic box. And then you can add these approach notes, slide into the allowed notes. So there I went crazier and crazier, basically adding like both of these that are kind of caught in between, right? So this would be an approach note to the B string, 12th fret, and that will be an approach note to the 15th fret B string. So makes it sound a little bit bebop-ish. But the problem here is usually never to find a bad note. I think most of us can quite easily find a bad note. The tricky part is, of course, making that bad note sound okay. And the point is, you never really want to land on the bad note. You always want the bad note to kind of color your landing note or your strong note. So if you're tired of, whenever you're playing everything sounds perfect. And you want it to sound a little bit more challenging or colorful. I think you really need to get to the point where you get sick of those 5 notes sounding good all the time. And that takes a little bit of time because, let's face it, as we're starting out, we do spend a couple of years sounding like crap. So you don't have the luxury of wanting it to sound bad. But then when you get better and better, and you start realizing, now I want more color. I don't want everything to sound as perfect. That's when you can start doing the I don't know. So it's really about getting to the point where you need those outside notes, because for a long time you really don't. You just need the good notes, and you need to work on your vibrato, your timing, and your technique. So Jim, the avoid notes are the ones we're targeting here to add color. I mean, there are no notes that you can't use for coloring. I mean, some people think like a fourth is the avoid note in a major key. So if you're playing that note, but that sounds pretty cool to me. That's like a suspended note, right? So it's not really that bad, but it's not your landing note. However, what we're speaking about are the notes that sound really bad. That note, those notes are the ones we're speaking about, and what we're doing is we're sliding up from them. So instead of doing this, which sounds horrible, we're sliding up from that note. Ouch, how bad that sounds. So, I mean, we can clearly, I sense the amp's limitation here. As soon as you push it, it doesn't sound natural. When you play it softly, it sounds beautiful. So, and it doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's not your high gain thing. Do you slide into maybe a flat 5? No, Jim, you would slide out of the flat 5. So if you slide into it, it sounds like this. But if you slide out of it, sounds good, right? If you slide into it, sounds really atonal. Sumitra, I have around 15 guitars, I would say. Not all of them playable in this moment. Sometimes practicing the right with a new rhythm pattern or technique can bring more into playing than learning more scales. Yeah, I would say almost always it's like that. What you do need is better, timing usually. Better vibrato, better timing. That's what I think 99% of the people watching this are going to benefit from. But if you've already reached a pretty high level, then sure, coloring your sound with outside notes can be beautiful. I think that for the people who really can play the classic, that kind of thing, then you definitely should think about it can do stuff to your playing, right? But if you're still struggling just doing the band, and you don't need outside notes. You need to fix that, Should I increase the low end on the amp? No. So maybe the bass was the problem. Let's try it. It's better, yeah, with the bass turned on. But it still hits the ceiling somewhere up there. There's not a lot of headroom. Turn up the bass. Ouch! You can hear it doesn't handle that very well. Ouchie! So yeah, that's okay. It's just a cheap practice amp. Can't expect it to do that. Oh, NK, can you make the tone less thin and thicker? Ah. Ouch, sounds really bad now. I don't think I can make it much thicker than this. Do you prefer this? I think I'm gonna tune. And that's another thing. This amp does not have a built-in tuner. I guess that's okay, but you would expect that from, I think, many practice amps at least. The other one I have, which is a Yamaha THR, has a built-in tuner. And when you're practicing, that's super handy. Guitar wasn't tuned, that wasn't the problem, damn it. It's always good when you can fix bad sounding stuff just by tuning. Okay, you want me to distort it. This is gonna sound horrible, but let's try it. Boutique metal. Whew. So I guess I'll try a different guitar then. See if we can get some distortion going. To be honest with you, I don't think I'm gonna make it distort that well, because this was one of the reasons why I didn't like the amp that much back in the day. When I bought it 15 years ago, I was all about high gain, and I was never that pleased with it. Ouch. highly doubt this could ever sound cool. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Just hurting me. Oh man, this is so bad. Oh, save me. This is horrible. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. You have any suggestions? More low, too much treb. Okay. Ouch. This is the worst thing I've ever heard, to be honest with you. It sounds really, really freaking horrible. Ouch. Full treb, no lows. Ouch, ouch, ouch. This is horrible. I don't know what to do with this. I'm trying different amp models, but this is not this amp's strength. It's a freaking Vox amp. I guess no one at the company really likes high gain sounds. You know, it's just killing me. And there's no way I can scoop the sound either. There's no EQ. I mean, there is a treble middle bass, right? Turn down the bass, the middle. What are you guys saying? You were going the right direction for a second, okay. Add mids back in slowly, you don't want too much. It's just the distortion is not tasty. You could pull off a good black metal tone. Oh, I highly doubt it. It's just really, really bad. I mean, I do have another practice amp standing right by here. Maybe I could compare with it. I mean, this is the Yamaha THR. Could I do this without messing the setup up? Phones, yeah. Oh, it's not plugged in, is it? Okay, so I think there's going to be a huge difference with 10-year younger practice amp than this one. Plus, I don't really think it's ever been Vox strength to give you metal tones, you know. Let's see. I mean, this is a totally different thing, right? I mean, this is playable. I recorded all the shorts I uploaded yesterday with this amp. this is starting to sound like the real thing, right? At least it sounds close to an amp. With the other thing, I don't know what that was. So this amp, I would not recommend it for any high gain sound. I mean, this is better. And this also has a built-in tuner. Thank God for that. So that's the Yamaha THR10, which is a much newer practice amp than this one, obviously. But I still think that this one excels at some of the cleaner stuff, like I guess the Fenderish or even Voxy sounding amps. I mean, this does that okay, but not with the same amount of breakup, I think, or not with such a tasty breakup. Okay, but the Yamaha has a little bit of FX, but the control is just crazy bad. I don't know if you can tell. It's just a rotary switch, and you have delay, reverb, or you have delay and reverb. You have spring and hole, and that's just on one switch. So there are no parameters to control. I don't know, maybe you can do it via software. I haven't even investigated that, because to me this is all about getting a quick sound. It's not about, if I want to edit stuff, I'll just use my Kemper, right? But I mean, this is better, right? The Vox didn't have anything. I mean, what are you guys saying if we compare the high gain sound? It's also a little bit like there's a audible ceiling. I don't know where that comes from. Like there's a limiter kicking in somewhere. Could be the camera, but I don't think so. It's not that heavy. I don't know if I increase the bass. Let's see what happens. A little bit better. Let's see if we can now increase the treble. Increase the gain a little bit. Something like that, right? What's the other one? Sorry, man. We even had a paid request to play that tune, and I couldn't do it, so I felt really bad. I don't know the song. So do you guys have any desire to switch back to the Vox for distortion? I don't. I mean, to be honest with you, this amp is, I mean, it has like 1 or 2 good distortion tones. So that's okay for a practice amp, but it's not very flexible. But the good thing is this definitely works for lead practicing as well, I would say. Could add maybe a bit of effect on it. But again, you have almost zero control over this. These effects are really bad. They sound okay, but you have zero control. Lika Budur! You're watching a live stream, man. Welcome. Oh, you're seeing the headphones. So let's. Someone asked for. Dude, what am I watching? Practice amp sound test. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. What's the other one? I don't know. What's distortion? I'll go with the THR anytime, but I think if I could just sell these and buy myself like a Boss Katana, I probably would. So maybe at some point, I don't know. Ooh, Eruption. I don't know Eruption, but I can do some tapping. I don't know Eruption. That's like a long jam. I never learned it, man. Sorry. Sorry, man, for not knowing it. You're sending me $2 and I can't play your song. Damn it, I feel bad. You like it anyway. Thanks, man. So I do like tapping quite a bit, especially like on a cleaner tone. I've started doing these. Haha, you saved less time. Thanks so much, man. Oh, j'adore ton style. Je m'abonne. Merci beaucoup. So this sound, I mean, it's a pretty decent, clean sound, but it's not at all that vintage, or sorry, the Fender kind of breakup, which I think Vox did really well. This is more like a super fat, non-tube sound, like a jazz transistor sound or something. Megadeth. So all I'm doing here, or what's going on in my head, if anybody's curious, is just I'm playing the E major scale, and I don't really necessarily think in terms of common chords like minor or major. I just grab any notes where I think I can play them simultaneously, where the fingering works for me. And then while keeping that voicing ringing, I'm adding these tap notes. So that's for Recycle-lops who wanted me to do some Van Halen. But this is how I use tapping the most these days, with a clean tone. And I'm not very good at it yet, but I'm working on it. The trick is really to keep the strings ringing. It's very easy to accidentally kill the note. But it's nice because you can kind of, play some lines here. When you run out of ideas. It's a kind of easy, but it's a way to extend your chords without learning new voicings, right? I can just add those notes via tapping instead. It's pretty cool. Hey there, MLTS. Sorry for butchering your username. I don't know any Rata Blanca. Sorry, man. L'amour de Népal. And you speak French and you're in Nepal. But I could experiment some more maybe with the clean tones on this amp. There's a clean mode which I never really... Maybe I can make this one sound more like a Fender. I'll switch back to the Strat style guitar just to experiment with the cleans. See if I can... Yeah, there's absolutely no breakup happening here. Let's see if we can... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Vox amp did a really good job at breakup here, but I can't get it at all with the gain on maximum here on the Yamaha. Ah, that's not a pleasant breakup at all. Ouchie! Man, that hurts. Ouch. Nah, this is not very pleasant. it doesn't handle the breakup at all. So let's see if I can go a little bit higher, because I've tried the acoustic. I haven't tried the flat yet, but I'm going to try the crunch now. A little bit, but again, the Vox was amazing at that. Ouch! Yamaha, you're not doing a good job at breakup here. It's a really nice clean sound, but it sounds more like a jazz transistor-based amp or something. It doesn't sound like your breakup tube amp. Ouch. It has a little bit, but I can't say it sounds very tasty. Ouch! I don't know, it's just horrible to my ears. So no breakup coming from this amp, that's for sure. I'm gonna try the flat mode. I mean, all the acoustics are the same style. So it has like a good acoustic, big, wide acoustic, warm, and it has a pretty decent high gain. That's what this is. I can't get any more sounds from it. Whereas the Vox didn't have any good high gain sounds at all. I couldn't find any, so far at least. But it does have some very, very nice breakup sounds. So should we switch back? Just so you can hear how cool the breakup sounds were. This is much more authentic to me. But they do different things. What a surprise! But again, I haven't tried any of the Boss Katana stuff, but I think it probably nails all of these and many more. Yeah. Do any of you guys have the Boss Katana? It's a very common practice amp. We got Fred, my corn dude. You're making me hungry once more. So, Brian, you say it's just gonna give me one song. Do you mean this thing? I'm not sure how many songs it's gonna give you, but it's a tool I use for just playing. I'm sure you could probably write several songs with that, but I've never done a song with that. I mean, you can always do. Don't do that. I'm sure you could come up with some clean vamps that work in a song situation. Hopefully you could. But we can all agree that for breakup, clean sounds on like on the verge of breakout, this Vox is completely superior. But this Vox does not have, as far as I can find, any usable high gain tones. And it's not surprising. I mean, it's 15 years old. That stuff has gotten much better. But I mean, if the Yamaha had these sounds in it, I think it would be worth a whole lot more. But again, this Vox has one tube in the output section, so this is a hybrid amp. So, but on the other hand, this Yamaha amp has 10 more years of algorithms and stuff like that, so it should be able to compete with that tube. I don't know Juice WRLD, sorry man. Brett, so you have the Boss Katana and you like the clean sound of the Vox more. Okay, that's cool. I can imagine this would be one area where the Vox really can shine, yeah. So I don't know what kind of cleans the Katana has. Of course, what I'm playing also can factor in, of course. Which Katana do you have, Brett? Is it like 50 watt or 30 watt? I don't remember. I think there's 100 watt as well. And which version? Is it like the new one is number 3, I think. Sorry, Mills, I don't know any Limp Bizkit. So I think I'm going to record my shorts today with this amp. We found a good sound and it'll probably be clean tone with this guitar then, I think. That's interesting. Music is haram. You mean harm? It takes you away from God. You need to focus on Islam and not distract folks. That is sin. I like it. Avinash, yeah, I do teach one-to-one online. You can go to christopherdahl.com and you're gonna find more info there. Moon baby, why are you listening? So we can definitely speak about walking around with the chords. This is my favorite approach, I like to think of chords as being diatonic, so you don't necessarily need to know all the names of the chords. You just basically learn a few scale shapes and you try to move around the chord shapes within those. I'm just giving you the quick version now and don't really expect you to understand this. Just so if I'm in E major, I know that I can use these scale shapes for playing just chord shapes, and I don't care what the name is really. Grant, this is a vintage Icon S-style guitar. Pretty nice guitar. It's a good value for money, and I swapped the pickups and did a whole bunch of things to it, so I like it a lot. So that's a cool question. I think a lot of people are struggling with just going between chords, right? So if you're working on switching between chords, you need to focus on the actual switch. What a lot of people do is they learn a song and they constantly get stuck on the same place in that song and try to slow down to handle the chord shift. And the key is really to isolate that specific switch between chords to be able to play the song. And when you're struggling with chords, you often find yourself tensing up, right? So I find that a good remedy is just to practice the chord shift, put the hand down, do it some more. Obviously, you're gonna do it really slowly when you're starting out. Put the hand down, do it some more. Sumitra from India, what's up, my man? I'm in Sweden, not Australia. Sorry, man. The Yamaha pacifier sounds like a decent Strat copy. And did you say your guitar is an artist brand guitar? This is a vintage Icon. It's a cheap guitar, cheap Strat style guitar which has a cheap relic. Whoops. But I still think it's pretty cool. René from Holland. What's up, my man? I wish I could speak Dutch, but I can't. No problem, Avinash. Kevin from Finland. Kiitos. Is that thank you in Finnish? We, as Swedes, we don't know as much Finnish as you know Swedish. I think it's deeply unfair, but that's unfortunately the way it is. Brett from Australia, from down under. That's a country I'd love to visit some point. I actually had a guitarist friend come visit me here from Australia, Alan Gogol. I don't know if you know who that is, but we had a lot of fun. We jammed here, and he actually slept in this studio for one night. Thank you, Ethan, for your kind contribution, man. I've used to have the same amplifier. Till date, the best thing I played on. Oh, so you used to have Valvetronix? That's awesome. Yeah, it seems really good for the clean tones, I must say. Sorry, I don't know Under the Bridge. clarity of the guitar tone. Thanks so much, OGT. Thank you. Sounds pretty okay, right? I don't know, maybe the like this, perhaps. I'm using some of the different switching stuff I've installed. So now we're hearing both this single coil, oh sorry, you can't see, this single coil and this single coil, these two. Hybrid picking. Yeah, hybrid picking is really essential to what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter if it's like the more fancy hybrid legato stuff, you know, or if it's like a bluesier approach. But I constantly use the pick and the finger. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little hard from this angle, but I'm constantly basically alternating between pick and fingers. Cool guys, so it's been a fantastic session. I really like how we went from trying different amps to playing different styles of music and just having a good time hanging out. You guys are the best and you said so many kind things to me in this session. I'm gonna leave it with a much lighter and warmer heart thanks to you guys. So I hope I've been somewhat able to give it back to you guys, because you guys are the absolute best, just the way you're supporting me, and just being around here means a lot, because these sessions wouldn't be much fun if I was sitting here on my own playing. So thank you so much for being here. I hope I'm gonna meet you again tomorrow, roughly the same time. And by next week, I should have tubes in my other amp. So we're gonna get back to doing these more musically oriented sessions where I can actually play something that I think sounds good with my other amp. And maybe work on some looping and stuff like that. So looking forward to that, and I hope I'll meet you very soon again. You've been absolutely wonderful. I've been Christopher Dahl. Thank you so much.